Elliotte Friedman has dropped a serious update surrounding the trade plans for this Boston Bruins team. As the Rasmus Andersson saga has concluded, this only opens more doors for the Boston Bruins, according to Friedman. And with a few updates that have dropped, this team now is in the market for many different types of players. We're going to be breaking a few down, going over some recent reports, some of the top trade targets, and really where we can now say we stand when it comes down to the NHL trade deadline for the Boston Bruins. We also have a few updates here to finish this video off, so be sure to stick around until the end. But with a brand new setup here, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to bring you today, including some updates regarding the trade market, the offer that we had for Rasmus Andersson, and as we know, the negotiations didn't go our way as there was no contract extension in place, but the Bruins had a place for a trade, and now many teams are climbing on the wagon to see what the Bruins are willing to offer for many different players. And with Friedman having come out with a few updates, this puts us in a very interesting position. So we're going to be breaking that down here. Before we get into the news today, though, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. When you download Kalshi using the link below and enter the partner code DIGESTNHL, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the US, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, news, elections, pretty much everything. They have you covered. Whether you're in California, Texas, Massachusetts, like the majority of Bruins fans, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, and so much more, including some football stats with New England Patriots still in the playoff chances and the hope for a Super Bowl. You can do it all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. And with a very important game coming up tomorrow against the Montreal Canadiens, I'm trading yes on this one for the Boston Bruins. A huge opportunity for this team to catch up in the standings, and a very big win this will be, and a very telling win it will be to the remainder of the NHL for a Bruins team who are going to beat a Canadiens team who just beat the Minnesota Wild, one of the best teams in the NHL. But it genuinely is a smarter way to use your sports and news knowledge, and you can close position whenever you want. So be sure to go download Kalshi using the link below, and don't forget to enter the partner code DIGESTNHL, just like you see on your screen right here, to get a $20 bonus. And thank you, Kalshi, once again for sponsoring this video. Now, with everything going on over the past couple of days, we had this come out regarding kind of the whole idea, everything that we've seen. And this comes from Elliotte Friedman right here. Bear with me. It is a bit of a weird kind of worded tweet kind of stuff that he put out here on 32 Thoughts, but I'll explain it here in a moment. The Bruins, we don't know exactly what they offered. If you're another team, you kind of know what's out there from them now, and they're willing to do that for Andersson. We like that package. We have something. So, kind of saying that we don't know what the trade is, even though we did. But what I think Elliotte Friedman is really trying to say here is that we don't know exactly what it may be, but the rumors that were out there regarding what the trade offer was for Rasmus Andersson is a very likely option that is what they're willing to offer, and what that trade was could have been the official trade that they had pitched to the Calgary Flames. And for those who didn't know what it was this one right here. That is Mason Lohrei, a first, and maybe more. That was his thought. That included Matt Poitras, on the other hand, that we saw from a few other sources. But Friedman said, kind of, the people know what Boston has out there. That's a big part for the remainder of the NHL. GMs across the NHL that are looking for a specific type of player. If someone's looking for a young offensive right-handed defenseman, left-handed defenseman, Mason Lohrei, your guy. Are you looking for a young, possible, two-way superstar center? You have that in Matt Poitras. There's a lot of names out there on this Bruins team that have been mentioned in trade talks. And even looking at the lines right now, there's been that in Casey Mittelstadt that this year. There's been a lot of conversation ongoing surrounding Pavel Zacha at the beginning and early part and the offseason last year. And floating around this team, I think there are quite a few other names that are out there that certainly can be moved. Many in this right here, I don't want to kind of dive too deep into that, because I think a lot of people here are a very important part of this Bruins team, especially with how they've been playing lately. But when we go and look at the trade targets across the NHL, there are a few here that we can really kind of emphasize. And I picked a few and kind of want to go over these. Now, this is not all. There's quite a big list here. And I mean, just looking at it, Artemi Panarin, Vincent Trocheck, just about everybody on that Rangers team. Braden Shem, Blake Coleman. I put Lucas Reichel here at the end. Now, let me know in the comments below right here if any of these you think are a good option, a feasible option. I don't think exactly what the Bruins are looking for in return is really revealed. I know, and we know that they want a right-handed defenseman more than one. They need a right-handed defenseman. But with the help over the next couple of years, I wonder if they want to go a little bit on the older side, which has a few more years, or kind of in a Lucas Reichel situation where he's super young, he's on the trade market, there's quite a potential that he could turn into something, but they just need to unlock it. That's kind of the idea there why I have Lucas Reichel. Also, just a bit of bias. I'm a huge Lucas Reichel fan, especially when he was on Chicago. Wasn't the right place for him at the time. Neither is Vancouver, is what it seems like. And I mean, just looking at his stats, he hasn't necessarily been the best player on that team. 19 games played, 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists. Not really what you want to see. Not playing too many minutes, 12 minutes time on ice. I mean, we can pull it up here as well and see kind of the percentiles. Quite a lot in the lower percentiles of the NHL, with really 6 penalty minutes being his only good stat. But once again, 23 years old. A lot to develop and a lot of kind of eyes that are going to be on him around this trade deadline. But when it comes down to the other trade targets that we do have here, you have the older guys. Panarin, Braden Shen, Blake Coleman, some older guys there. Vincent Trocheck kind of in the middle, a good center. Do the Bruins need a center? Do they want a center? I mean, with Lindholm, Zacha, Minton, and Corrali, with a few other options, doesn't seem like they necessarily need one. So I'm kind of in the mindset now that this team would be looking more for a kind of middle age sounds kind of crazy saying it now, but anywhere in the realm of 25 to 30-year-old player that will help them for years to come, but also kind of jump into that. And one name that really sticks out like a sore thumb in this list is Vincent Trocheck. At $5.6 million at 32 years old, a little bit older right now, but as a center, which is also just a very good face-off guy, he is someone that if you want to move someone to the wing, you certainly can. He can help out. He's a cheap price, 3 more years on his deal. This is one, though, where it really depends on what the Bruins are planning on doing over the coming seasons. Next year, are they trying to make the playoffs? Are they trying to do it this year? How deep are they trying to go? So many questions have to be asked. So I think it's an interesting thing to kind of look at here. But at least from what we know, Mason Lohrei seems to be on the market, even though he's been playing great since. Pretty good in the percentiles across the NHL. He's a guy that don't take too many penalties. 46 games played, 6 goals, 15 assists. Kind of crazy considering last year, but he is a +5 at this point right now, and at 25 years old on a new contract. The Bruins need to keep a little bit of hope in him, and that's one thing that I'm really hoping they do. And I mean, just looking once again at kind of his deeper percentiles and power play points, shooting percentage, takeaways, he's very solid, even though it doesn't necessarily seem like it when he's playing bad. Just a lot due to recent memories. So he is one guy certainly to keep an eye on, keep in mind here as we do kind of proceed with this trade kind of concept. But even with the standings right now, the Bruins want to make sure they're getting better, have an opportunity to make the playoffs. And as we kind of go in here and look at the schedule, the standings, you get the Red Wings, you got Tampa, you got Montreal, Buffalo, Boston, Toronto, Florida, and Ottawa. So tight-knit that you really want to get ahead, and that will be a big win against Montreal if they do so tomorrow. And I'll also move this over to the other screen here where you can see the wildcard standings. They are second in the wildcard right now. With out of the picture, Toronto, Philly, New Jersey, Florida even. They're catching up, so you got to get a bit of ground. That'll be a good thing here going into this. Now, one more update before we do finish this video off is that we have an update for tomorrow's game for this Bruins team, and they tweeted this out today. Tomorrow's weather forecast at TD Garden, they are wearing white once again. Their last game, they wore white at home. Big win. Want to see it against Montreal tomorrow. A very big rivalry once again. And it really seems to be resumed this year, so it's going to seem like an old classic game between these two once again. But a lot of news coming out of today. Let me know what you think about this trade market now, the way Elliotte Friedman described it. If there's any of these targets, once again, I'll pull it up while we're right here, that you think that would be a feasible option. Is there anybody outside of this list? And of course, we're going to continue to discuss this throughout the Olympics, but also over the next coming days as things keep on dropping every single day, nearly every hour at this point. So be sure to hit the sub button, stay up to date with everything that we do have here. But that is all I have. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.